Grimm's Fairy Tales, retold in one-syllable words by Jacob and Wilhelm Grimm. Chapter 29. Old Sultan. There was once a man who had a good dog called Sultan. He was so old he had lost all his teeth, and so could not seize or hold any thing. One day the man said to his wife, as they stood at the door of the house, "Old Sultan is of no use now. I mean to shoot him in the morning." His wife felt sad for the poor dog, and said, "He has been a good dog all these years. We ought to give him food and a home in his old age." "What is that?" said the man. "Are you out of your mind? He has not a tooth in his head. He's no use as a watch dog. Now he can go. He may have served us well, but for that we have fed him all his life." The poor dog, who lay in the sun not far from the door, heard all this talk, and felt sad to know that the next day would be the last of his life. He had one good friend out in the woods, and that was the wolf. And now he went to see him and tell him what he had to face. "Don't feel bad, old chap," said the wolf. "I can help you in your need. At dawn the man and his wife will go out to make hay, and will take their child a long, since there is no one at home to take care of it. While they are at work, they will place the child in the hedge. You must lie down near it as if to watch it. I will rush out of the woods, seize the child, and drag it off. You must spring at me as if you would tear it from me. I will let it fall, and you can bring it back to the man and his wife. They will think you have saved its life, and feel they owe you so much that they will not want to see you come to harm." The dog liked this plan, and it was done. The man was full of grief when he saw the wolf run through the field with his child. But when old Sultan brought it back, he was glad, and he stroked his back and said, "Not a hair of you shall be harmed. You shall be fed and cared for as long as you live." Then he said to his wife, "Go home and cook some bread and milk for him, for he will not need teeth for that. Oh, and bring the pillow from my bed. I will let him have it to lie on." From that time on, old Sultan had all that heart could wish for. One day the wolf came to him and said, "Of course you would not let on to see me if I came and took a sheep from your master's flock. It is hard work these times, I can tell you, to catch one." "Oh, you must not count on that," said Sultan. "I will be true to my master, and let no one steal from him." The wolf thought this was a joke of Sultan's, and he came that night to steal a sheep. But Sultan had told the man, and he caught the wolf and beat him well. The wolf was so mad at Sultan for this, that he sent him a challenge to meet him in the woods and fight. The challenge was brought by a wild boar, who was to be the wolf's second in the fight. Poor old Sultan could find no one to stand by him but a cat with 3 legs. But they set out with out fear, the cat limping on its 3 legs, and its tail stuck high in the air. The wolf and the boar were on the spot that had been named, but when they saw the pair com ing, they thought Sultan had a big sword, because they saw in front the tail of the cat. And each time the poor thing limped on its 3 legs, they thought he was going to pick up a great stone to throw at them. They were both scared, and the boar crept un der some leaves, and the wolf climbed up a tree. When the dog and cat came to the spot, they did not know what had be come of their foes. But one of the boar's ears stuck out, and the cat saw it twitch. It looked like a mouse, and the cat made a spring and gave it a good bite. The boar let forth a scream of pain, and ran off into the woods, cry ing, "There is the guilty one, up in the tree." The dog and the cat looked up and saw the wolf, who was so full of shame for his acts that he was glad to come down and make peace with the dog. End of chapter 29. Old Sultan. End of Grimm's Fairy Tales, retold in one syllable words by Jacob and Wilhelm Grimm.